Hello there, welcome to Silhouette America. Today I'm going to show you how you can make this USA magnet puzzle for kids using the printable magnet paper. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is download the USA shape from the store and bring it into a new document. You can then resize it to the size that you want it and make sure that you have it pretty big so the smaller states can be cut out, like the ones over here. My USA puzzle is 13.5 inches wide, if that helps you give you an idea on a size. Now to fill each state with a pattern, I started from one side and worked to the other side and filled each state with a different pattern. I used about 8 different patterns that I bought on the online store. There are many different ways you can do this part, but I am just going to show you one way you can do it. So what I would do is I would go up to the fill pattern window, click on that so it opens it, and then click on a state and then select a pattern that you will fill it with. And then click your next state and fill it with the pattern by clicking on it, and then just keep doing that with all the states until you are done. And then when you're done, it should look something like this I have down here. And then when you what you want to do next is select all the states with the same pattern. Just do like a few at a time or all of them, whatever you want to do. And then what you'll do is bring them up here onto the sheet, and then let's just say I have all of the pattern, the chevron pattern together. Select the rectangle tool and draw a box so it covers the states completely, and then select all the states and make it have no fill, and then select the rectangle and fill that with the chevron pattern. And then you can go to the advanced option settings and change the scale of the pattern if you feel like it's too big. The reason why I chose to do this way is so that I didn't have to put a bleed on every state. It saves a lot of steps when you have this many pieces to a project. Since we have more room on our document, grab another set of states with the same pattern to add to the bottom or the top of the page. Once you are done with that, you are ready for the next step. So I already split all mine together into different sheets of paper, and so let's see, then oops, bring them down onto your paper, and now before we hit print we need to set the registration mark. So go to the top right and click registration mark settings window, and then select show registration mark, so then you know where it's going to print. As you can see, my design is a little bit too big, so we need to make sure that we fix that before we print, or else it will not cut correctly. So to do that, I'm going to move this down here a little bit and then just tweak it a few different ways. Now that the document is all ready to cut, go to the top left of the Silhouette Studio and click the print icon. Make sure your printer settings are set to print the magnet paper. I have made my settings set to glossy photo paper if that helps you. Load your paper and then click print. While that is printing, go to the cut settings window and then choose printable magnet sheet for the material that you are using. You will notice that you don't need a cutting mat, and that your blade depth needs to be set to 4. If you read the instructions on the back of the printable magnet paper packaging, it says you can use a cutting mat if the magnet paper happens to get cut all the way through. Since I have already cut out a few shapes and that happened to me, I'm going to use a cutting mat this next round. So I'm going to select cutting mat. Now that it's all printed, attach the magnet paper to the top left of the cutting mat. Load the cutting mat by lining it up to the line on the left, making sure your white rollers are also set to the right position. Hit enter to load. To change the blade, unlock from the carrier and use the ratchet cap that's connected to the cameo to twist it to the blade depth of 4, and then place it back into the carrier. Now you are all set to cut. So at the top left of Silhouette Studio, click on the icon that looks like the silhouette, which says Send to Silhouette if you hover over it. And then click the options that say click here to skip printing since we have already done that. So you probably have this already set up, but make sure that you read over it, that your rollers are set to 13 inches, and then hit continue. The next thing that you want to do is click the detect automatically. Your Cameo will then detect the registration marks on the magnet paper. You will notice that step 2 has all your cut settings. If that is not correct, click on change settings. After the Cameo is done detecting the registration marks, hover over the third step and click cut button. The Cameo will then start cutting your design. Once it is done cutting, press enter to unload, and then peel off the magnet sheet off of the cutting mat, and then you might notice that some of the shapes may still be connected to the magnet paper, but that's okay. So all you have to do is pop them out, but be careful when doing that to the more delicate designs. After all your states are printed and cut out, now it's the fun part to put together the puzzle. It's a great way for kids and people like me to learn the states. Place them on your fridge or any magnet board. I hope you have fun making this project as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.